Today is the 7th of May. Sorry, the 7th of May 2024, and this will be our third video on standard form or standard English form. Thank you everyone who have subscribed to my channel. I appreciate it a lot. Please subscribe, share, like, follow. Okay, if it's not going to cost you, please follow. If they are charging for a premium, don't. Okay. Thank you very much. And please, if the account is not yours, ask permission from the account holder. It's very, very important. Okay. Don't use people's accounts anyhow. Okay. Sorry. Or ask somebody to help you open your own account. Okay. You normally see in the comment section, follow my notes/script. Okay, so follow the notes, please. If you hear something like this is 10 to the power minus 3, so if you hear minus 3 or 10 to the power minus 3 or 10 to the power 3, go by these notes, please. Beware of scammers. Take care of yourself online. Okay, if somebody is asking for donation for amputees, orphanage, etc., it's not coming from me. If I have not said it in the video, it's not me. This platform, I'm not using it to solicit for funds, so please don't fall for scammers. Recap. Okay, watch last video for recap. It's very important. The last video I put up, we changed negative powers of 10 into ordinary numbers. So for instance, it's short, so I can do recap on those. Okay, so 1.45 times 10 to the power minus 3. Okay, we said if you want to change them to an ordinary number, one single number, this is in the index form. Because of the negative number, you are going to move 3 places towards your left hand. So the decimal point is between 1 and 4. So you are going to move the decimal point 3 places. So 1, 2, 3. So after this one, the empty spaces you add 0. The decimal point is now here. So the ordinary number you have now is 0.0014. So this is what you have. Okay. Now, the last maybe 2 weeks, we've been doing status with cycle theorem. Okay, so by now you should be used to it. I bring one at a time, so at least if you watch the last 10 to 15 videos, you should have a much more clearer understanding on cycle theory. Okay, and before then I did some videos with introduction and stuff and cycle theory. So I think by now you should be saying, oh, I get it now. Okay, so let's look at another one. PQRS is a cyclic quadrilateral. So normally I look at the diagram first and then look at the question. Okay, so PQRS QRS is a cyclic quadrilateral. So a quadrilateral fitted in a circle, that is a tangent AP passing through the point P. Okay, now if you look at the cyclic quadrilateral, this QP and RS are parallel. Okay, so because of that, because of these two, okay, we are going to find out that we can make some assumptions. Okay, and I've divided the quadrilateral into two, T1 and T2. That's triangle 1 and triangle 2. And then with the same cyclic quadrilateral, angle SPB is 35 degrees. So this angle here, SPB is 35. Okay, the outer angle here. Okay, that is 35. And then angle PSQ is 80. So angle P here, PSQ is 80. So we've been given this and we've been given that. Now what are we supposed to find? Find PQS. So PQS, this angle here, we have to find it. Okay, so now if we use this triangle, they said this angle at S here is 80. Now if this is 35 and that is a tangent, okay, that will be 90. So this is 65. So if we want to use this triangle T1, the angle at Q, 80 and 65 plus 35, okay, plus 80 should give us 180. So first 80 plus 35 is 115. Okay, plus 65 will give us 180. So QPS is 65. Okay, now we want, that is the first one, RQS. So RQS. So we are going to use the second triangle T2. Okay, so we've already sorted this out. Now because these two are parallel, okay, these two lines are parallel. If that is 35, that will be 35. Okay, one of the CYCLIC theorem let us know that the opposite of the cyclic theorem add up to 115. So if this is 65, that will be 115 to make 180. So after knowing this and this, we can find that. Okay, so now 115 plus 35 will be 150, plus 30 will be 180. So 115 plus 35, 150, then plus 30 will add up. So we've sorted it out. So that is it. If they ask us to give reasons, then all the reasons, this and this are opposite, cyclic theorem, so it will add up to 150. these parallel lines. So if this is 35, then that will be 35. Okay, so immediately you start doing that, you are able to find all the angles, and then T1 for this triangle here, a PSQ, and T2 for this triangle here, SQR. Okay, because even though it's a quadrilateral, I can still find some of the angles and then divide it into a triangle and use that triangle to solve it. Okay, and find all the angles. So that's what I've done. Okay, so we finish with that. Now today we are going to change an ordinary number into standard form. So all this while we've changed standard forms into ordinary numbers. So standard positive forms um, into ordinary numbers. So today I want to show you, if you have an ordinary number, how to change it into standard form. We know how to do it already. Okay, because we've been applying that. And in the beginning, I introduced those stuff to you. Okay, so for instance, when you do your question and they said leave the answer in standard form, you would have had an ordinary number, but you have to change it into your standard form so that you can get all the marks. Okay, so now we are treating that as a topic. So if you don't understand, then now it's another opportunity. So assuming you did a question and this is the answer you got, okay, and they ask you change it into a standard form. Now the standard form means it should be um, between the decimal should be between the first two numbers. So you can't have 62.546. That's not the standard form. Okay. So you should have 6.25, 6.2545 times 10 to the power plus something, or 10 to the power minus something. Now this is a positive number, a large number. So first of all, we move the decimal 6.25. That will be what the first part will be. Okay, so we have 6.25. So we move the decimal from here 1, 2. Okay, now if we have to multiply by 10 to the power 2 to get 625, because if we multiply by 10 to the power minus 2, okay, it's going to give us a lesser number, but we want at the end, if we multiply by 10 to the power whatever power we put, whether positive or negative, is going to revert back to that. Okay, so the only way to get a bigger number is to have a positive power of 10. Okay, so that is where we multiply by 10 to the power 2, because we move 2 places. Second one, we want to change 2323.25 into a standard form. So this is the number that we have. So assuming you did a question and this is your answer, and they said leave your answer in standard form. Okay, so now the decimal now should be between 2 and 3. Okay, you can have 23.23 as a standard form. Okay, so now you are getting it now. So to do that, we have to move the decimal 1, 2, 3. Okay, so since we've moved it for 3 places, we now have 2.325 times 10 to the power 3, because we've moved it 1, 2, 3. Now, here, the ordinary number we did, assuming we did the question, and we arrive at 0.436. Okay, we have to leave it in the standard form. Now, our answer in standard form should be between 4 and 3. So we should have 4.36 times 10 to the power something. But now, because we are moving the decimal forward, okay, we have to move it one step forward. So now it becomes negative, because if we are going to change it to 4.3, then we have to multiply by negative power, so that when we finally change it back, we can have 0.436. So we have 4.36 times 10 to the power 1, because we only move it one place. Okay. Now the fourth one, again 0.02539. We did a question, and then this was the answer. The question says, leave your answer in standard form. Okay, so now this is where the decimal is. We can't leave it like this because this is not standard form. So the standard form means the decimal should be between 2 and 5. Okay. So now we have to move the decimal 1, 2, 2 places. Okay. So to have a standard form from this number here is 2.539 times 10 to the power minus 2. Okay. Okay. Now, the ordinary number here is 3.25. So we did this question. That was the answer we have. And they said, leave your answer in standard form. It's already 3.25, but we need to add 10 to the power something to put it in the standard form. We are not going to move the decimal towards the left or towards the right, okay, because we have 3.25. So our standard form here will be 3.25 times 10 to the power 0. There will be no movement, but we need to add the 10 to the power 0 if we have to change it to the standard form, because 3.25 on its own is not in the standard form. Now, the next example, 486.1. We got this number. The question says, leave it in the standard form. So now, the standard form should be 4.861. Okay, so if we move the decimal place 1, 2, we'll get 4.861. So we've moved it to 2 places. So 4.861 times 10 to the power 2. Okay. The next one, we have 0.000536. So here again, this is the number we got. Okay. The question, we don't know. maybe we did something and we got this, we have to change this to the standard form. So now, first of all, the 5.36 will be the first part of the standard form. Okay, now what do we have to do? The decimal 1, 2, 3, 4. So we move it 4 places. Okay, so 5.36 times 10 to the power minus 4. Because if we make it plus 4, then when we revert, we will have like 5,000 something. But for it to have 0.000536, then we have to multiply by minus 4. Okay, the next one, 5675.23. Now change this number to a standard form. So 5.67525. So that will be the first part. Now where is the decimal there? So 1, 2, 3. So we've moved it 3 places. So now we have 5.67525 times 10 to the power 3. 9. 8.425 to the standard form. 8.425 is already, but we need to add 10 to the power something. Here there's no movement, so we'll have to add 10 to the power 0. 10 to the power 0, I said in other videos, equals 1. So actually, we haven't done anything to the number. But to put it in the standard form, there should be a 10 to the power something. Okay. Now let's look at another example. 0.0007. So the first one is 1, 2, 3, 4. So to get the standard form, you have to have 7.0. Okay, times here. We've moved 4 places. So 10 to the power minus 4. Okay, so that if we revert back, we can have 0.0007. If we make it 10 to the power plus 4, when we multiply, we are going to get like 7,000. Okay, but we have to multiply by minus 4 so that we can get this number, which is less than 1. So if this is the ordinary number, to get it into a standard form, then we have to have the number of places we move, then it will be the negative of the number. Okay, so this is what I have to share with you today. Okay, if you haven't already considered, I'll appreciate you to subscribe, follow, like, share. Okay, and please don't misuse people's accounts. Okay, and ask permission if you want to use somebody else's account to subscribe. Okay, beware of scammers. Take care of yourself online. Okay, thank you very much for watching today's video with me, and I'll see you in the next